put your tips in the bucket, but just the tip.
Yes.
Just the clear, and it states it on the bucket, so there's no confusion. Just the tip, and we're meaning the green tip. No, and if your tip's green, I'm sorry. And please definitely keep that to yourself, and maybe see a doctor. So back to my intro. This next performer was here a few months ago at the showcase, and I'm excited to bring her back to the stage and have her do what she does. So please welcome to the stage, I believe via Boston, am I correct? Yes. So she comes to us from Boston. Please welcome to the stage, Lady Ha-Ha.
Well, when Veda first asked me to do this show, celebrating the vagina, I was so excited. I was like, you know, this is going to be really hard, but I'm going to nail it. I'm just going to have to really do some thinking outside of the box, you know, to really sit down and bang out some jokes, otherwise I'm just screwed. Hope a lot of people come. I love those ads that pop up on the internet, you know, the ones that are inspired by your own weird browsing history.
Yes.
You kind of know that it's time to stop and evaluate some of your life choices. Every single product recommendation on Amazon is a different version of the Doc Johnson Fist of Fury. I know, I only have myself to blame for that though, because I made the mistake of ordering a sex toy off of Amazon. It's just like a strap-on. Well, I shouldn't be modest. It wasn't just a strap-on. It was a hot pink, sparkly strap-on, you know, for those of us who feel like maybe we'd like penises a little more if they were just prettier. So I go ahead and I order this strap-on off of Amazon. The next day I get on to Facebook and I see I have like 78 notifications. What is going on? Come to find that Amazon has posted on my Facebook wall, Lady Ha-Ha just ordered the Super Femme 9-inch dong in glittery pink. I got so many likes. I tried to play it like I'd been hacked, you know, like, oh man, totally hacked. But my friends get suspicious when I started blaming the hacker for everything. Like, what? Someone's been sending Tina Fey creepy love letters from this address? Must have been the hacker, I don't know. But yeah, that was actually not my only sex toy fail. I tried getting one of those dildos with a suction cup on the end, you know, for like hands-free masturbatory pleasure, because I'm like a busy girl, you know, like I like to be able to use my hands for other things, like texting and sewing, like playing with my own tits a little bit, you know. So anyway, I'm like so excited when this thing comes in the mail, and I'm like looking all over for the perfect place to stick it. I'm like violating all of my walls for like 40 minutes. It won't stick to any wall in my apartment. I tried it everywhere. Like I even tried sticking it to the shower wall. It just like thudded to the ground. And let me tell you, it is a low point in your life when you cannot even get a rubber dick to stay up. Like, it's not a good day. But finally, I did find someplace that this dick would stay. I was really excited. It was my bedroom window. I mean, it was lucky for me. It might not have been as lucky for my neighbors, but you know, I did go over and apologize in person. In hindsight, I maybe should have put clothes on first, but yeah. I think it's really funny when sex toys are advertised as being discreet. Because, like, what difference does it really make whether you're using a little vibrating bullet or a big black, like, dildo, like, when your roommate hears you jilling off at 2 a.m., like, calling your own name? I don't really think... I don't really think at that point, I think this reads out the window, but I mean, if you really want to be discreet, you're not going to buy a sex toy. You're going to do the classy thing. You're going to buy a personal massager. I love the personal massager because there's always this like super clean cut lady on the cover of the box, like, you know, like rubbing it up against her neck and her shoulders. There's like, bitch, we all know that's not what it's for. The only woman to ever use the personal massager as suggested is that bitch on the box. No other did. But I think it's really weird because she always looks so happy and relaxed while she's like rubbing this, you know, personal massager all over her neck and her shoulders. But it's like, if someone was rubbing something large and phallic all up on my neck and shoulders, relaxed is the last thing I would be. I feel like a little tense, actually. I don't even need a massage to do that shit. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Then there's like the women who like to totally fly under the radar, like they won't bring themselves to buy anything of the sort, so they go like the DIY Pinterest route. Ladies, all you need for this craft is a cucumber, a popsicle stick, and some beaded necklaces. In that shit. Just because it doesn't come in a box with an 18 and over warning label doesn't mean that we don't all know what it's for. Like, all of my friends know, I presume, that my 2004 Mariska Hargitay calendar that's been poking out from under my mattress, like, isn't there for lumbar support. Like, you know, like, I don't have double D batteries in my nightstand drawer for, like, a fucking remote control car. I don't even know what all it takes double D batteries, but sometimes it's the manufacturers that try to make their like their super sexual products just sound totally innocuous. I went into a drugstore the other day and I saw an entire shelf of bottles labeled lotion for men. Really, Jergens? Like really? I felt like you had more respect for me than that. Like, let's just call it what it is. Slippery shit to jack off with. Like, come on. Now conveniently located next to Kleenex's new tissues. Sometimes I just don't understand advertisements at all, like tampon commercials. I feel like they're just trying to target this really niche market of like unreasonably athletic girls who only have white clothes and just like blush all the time. Like, I don't get it. I would just love to interview one of the girls from the tampon commercial. Like, I have a lot of questions. I'd like to ask her, like, you know, what exactly do you do in your spare time? I feel like she'd say something like, well, I do a lot of yoga and I like to bend over. And I'd be like, well, what do you feel like you're really good at? She's like, well, I'm the most talented person I know at diving backwards into swimming pools in slow motion while wearing white bikinis. Like, what type of things do you like to talk to your friends about? Like, well, yeah, I enjoy cornering them in really inappropriate situations and telling them what type of tampon to use. I also have this weird habit of like making really questionable judgment calls, like just stuffing my purse full of maxi pads and then just dropping it in front of like the boys' basketball team. It's just like kind of my thing. People know me for it, you know. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I think that probably the hardest thing about being a woman, well, probably the hardest thing about being a childbirth, can't testify to that, but I hear it's pretty awful. I think the second worst thing about being a woman is probably like trimming the hedges. You know what I mean? Talking about pubic hair. I think it's really funny because I've always been told by men that they prefer it when there's a little something left to the imagination. You know, like, that's why they like it when a woman wears like a long black dress with a slit instead of just like nothing. Because they like a little bit to leave to the imagination. But, you know, it's like, you think that would apply to vaginas too. Like, I just thought I'd leave a little hair down there, you know, for the imagination. I would have shaved it. I didn't want to ruin the surprise. You know? I know you've been thinking all day about what could possibly be hiding under that fur bikini, so I didn't want to ruin it. But no, it's not that way. Shaving your pussy is like that scene in every teen movie where the nerdy girl takes off her glasses and is suddenly fuckable. Like, it's unfortunate though, because there's no good way to just get rid of that hair. Like, your options are kind of limited. Like, you can do the Brazilian wax, which in my opinion would more aptly be referred to as like the Guantanamo Bay wax, because it's fucking torturous. Or you can shave, which is fine for like a day, but then the razor burn comes and you look like you have fucking herpes. It's the worst. But yeah, and then there's like the girls who try to make their pussies look really beautiful, doing this thing like bedazzling. Have y'all heard of that?
What?
Those of you who don't know what bedazzling is, it's when you actually like have little diamonds glued to your pussy in the shape of pretty things. I met a girl once who had her vagina bedazzled. She had hot stuff written on it, like little flames. All I could think when I saw it was like, if I was going to take the time to have something written on my pussy, it would be fucking instructions. Like, a diamond map to my G-spot. Like, untapped potential there. I have a lot of embarrassing things happen to me, I think, and you've heard about some of them, but the worst thing that happened to me recently involves Netflix and me forgetting to X out my browser before I shut my computer. So when I got to class the next day, it's pretty much the worst thing that can happen to any law student is you open up your laptop in a seminar of 200 people after walking in late and just have Margaret Cho screaming at full volume, and then he stuck it in my pussy, and then he stuck it in my ass, and then he stuck it in my pussy, and then he stuck it in my ass. Pussy, ass, pussy, ass. It's not the best day for me. But you know, I can never be mad at Netflix. You know why? It's because I have to stay on its good side. Like, it knows way too much about me. Netflix fucking knew I was queer before I did. I know that because it started suggesting categories of movies to me, like movies featuring a strong female lead. Okay. Movies featuring a strong female lead where all the male characters died. Okay. Movies featuring Jodie Foster and no one else. Movies featuring the lesbian sex scene in Black Swan. Other TV shows based on your interest in vaginas. So, I mean, I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea though. I like dicks too, you know, just as long as they're not pressed up against the back of my neck like some type of person on the side there.